to JED's Journal podcast from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Now here's your host, Jim Deedlow.
Hey, how are you?
Man, you can talk your ears off a wooden Indian this morning.
Hey, man, I beat all my buddies yesterday.
Hey, yeah, congratulations on beating Billy Baker. I haven't heard that in a while.
I know, man. 83 last time, 86 this time. But the world's coming in. I used to say that I could shoot 84 at Oak Knoll and I could shoot 84 at Spyglass. I was an 84 shooter all the time, and then all of a sudden I was an 88 to 95 shooter. And I don't know what happened other than starting a sports network, but the world's coming back into alignment, just so you know.
Well, I'd say that 83 score is probably due to the fact that you forgot to notch down about 10 shots. But regardless.
Are you kidding? My buddy at 53, if I say I got a 5, he's like, well, what about the chili dip over? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I got a 6. The dude's counting my score the whole time. I don't even need to count it.
You're like them rich people golf courses out in Porter County lately, ain't you?
I feel like I'm like wearing somebody else's underwear walking onto one of those really nice golf courses. I'm not big on like playing long days with guys, but these are my buddies and my peers, and I'll do that once in maybe 5 times a summer. I'll play 4-person golf. Mostly it's just league for 9 holes or JED golfing at nighttime. But if I'm gonna play 18 holes, I also play in the Mediocre Golf Association now, as do you. I want it to be nice. You know, it needs to be the right people and the right course. Does that make sense?
Yo, absolutely. But I got to give you one thing that you have to notch off your belt before summer ends, okay?
Okay.
You have to go play Glen Woody.
You know, that's odd that you say that. Our league's outing is at Glen Woody, and I wasn't going to go, but one dude said the same thing. He's like, dude, have you been playing there lately? It's cool. It's well done.
It is cool. I'm telling you. Well, you missed the thing the other weekend because you were on vacation, right?
Yeah.
We all, our whole group, we all looked at each other and we said, let's just be honest with each other here. Is this better than anything in Northwest Indiana? And it was everybody was in agreement. It beat anything in Northwest Indiana, and it's only 10 minutes down the road from you. Absolutely gorgeous.
You know, what he's talking about is the Mediocre Golf Association. All you got to do is go to mgatour.com. Season's kind of winding up, but if you want to get in on it next year, it's run by my cousin Corey Rex. And there's usually my little brother Brian plays, and Daryl and Darren. And now this schmuck on the phone also plays, and a couple other listeners. You can just join it. Corey would love to have you. And the guys are pretty cool to play with, don't you think?
A bunch of, everybody's absolutely totally friendly, great time. But I'm telling you, you got to try that course just one time before summer ends. It was like they just built the greens, and you were the first person to ever hit on them. It was unbelievable. I've never been there before. It was my first time there.
I had been there before, and I thought when I played in an outing, it was the South Suburban College basketball outing. John Pagatti's the coach. He and I hang with each other sometimes. And he's like, come on out, let's go play. And I thought it had gone downhill maybe 7 years ago, something like that.
Oh.
And so evidently they've tightened it up and made some nice greens. I got to tell you this, though. I played at the country club, and they had, because it's been so humid and wet, they're trying not to cut them so tight. They were a little bit slow.
Yeah.
For a country, I mean, they have to do that right now, otherwise they'll lose the green. You know what I mean? So they're letting it go, and the rough was, it was ankle deep, and just because of all the rain, and people don't want to cut it.
Yeah, well, hey, you got to play it smart. You can't go ruining the golf course, But
all right, I'm looking at the website right now. When is the next Mediocre Golf Association outing?
Well, I think the regionals are next weekend, and I can't make that because I had a passing in the family unexpectedly. And then following that, you got Hamlet in, Hamlet is in Hamlet. It's out by right off 35. in Stark County. And then you got Palmyra.
You know, I'm looking at the website here, mgatour.com, Northwest Indiana. So my cousin Corey Rex put it together. So North and West are actually two different words. So it'll be hard to find, but it's Northwest Indiana instead of Northwest Indiana. But anyways, my little brother shot a 93 and won 60 cents. That's pretty good money there.
Oh, man, that's a payout there. Hell yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, you want to know something? I just went to the website, and I was kind of turned around because the Carpenters ad would show up first instead of the, JED TV ad. And I think Carpenters are coming today, actually. And I I told my cousin about it. I'm like, hey, dude, I paid, and they paid. Why are they before me? And so now I go to the website, and I notice that the JED TV one comes up first.
Hey, you're getting good, man.
squeaky wheel gets the grease. Hey, man, thanks for calling in. I beat all my buddies yesterday. That probably won't ever happen again, just so you know. They're all good golfers.
Yeah, so hey, just go try that course before summer ends. You won't regret it.
All right, man. Thank you. Hey, you're on the air. How are you?
Good morning.
How's it going? What's happening?
Well, I started listening to you when you first started this morning. Did I understand you're going to start a new club or a group, and I was wondering what's the requirements, and can I join it?
The golf group, you mean?
No, for idiots.
Well, I started that a long time ago. To some extent.
Can I join it?
Yeah, well, to some extent, if you're a regular listener, you're already in the club.
So once you start listening to the station, then no.
Hey, man, everybody wants to know, how is your site going? Are you seeing anything?
Well, let's not talk about this today because I want to talk about certain things,
Okay, go ahead.
So, no, not everybody on this station, your staff, your listeners, they're not idiots. They're pretty good people because sometimes they talk good stuff, they talk bad stuff. But I'm an idiot this morning because I got out of the bad news, I got out of the hospital last Saturday, and I've been scared to death to go into the bathroom and take a shower. So I took a shower this morning. Debbie was supposed to be sitting in there with me, and I wasn't going to wait for her, so I did good, I did it. But the bad news about that is MX has been busy all week. And he told me a long time ago, if you take a shower and you're too clean and you go fishing, the fish won't bite on your hook. If you don't take showers and you smell, the fish will bite your line. So that's a good thing for me. Well, a bad thing for me because now MX won't take me fishing. But the good thing is I've got a few people coming over today, and now I'm clean for them because, they'll be happy that maybe I didn't smell too bad yet, But now I want to change the subject.
Now, I want to remind people this is Trucker Mike's Ground to Air videos on Facebook, and it's been a big part of what we do here for a long time. His wife Debbie has been a big part of what we do, and she is blind and has been for a couple decades. Mike here has taken care of some of the driving and the seeing things. And then all of a sudden had the on-air issue on July 9th. And then Dabberton and so forth addressed it. And now Mike has mostly lost his sight too. So, Mike, it's a sad story. And a lot of people are asking me about it. But your attitude sounds a lot better than you were on Tuesday. I mean, are you starting to accept things? Or what changed your attitude?
Somebody's not slapped me in the face, but on the phone told me to sit down, shut up, and be quiet. Okay, get out of my attitude, which I am. I mean, I don't think I'm listening to this person because I didn't realize how I was acting. But now let's talk about the schools, because you were talking about all these schools starting and a lot of dates they're starting. Did you realize that Gary's public schools start today, a few hours from now?
Really?
Yeah,
so, I mean, that's really early. Thursday, August 7th.
But the thing is...
I'm going to confirm, just, you know what, I trust, but I do confirm. All right, so Gemini, which is an AI, when do Gary schools start 2025. All right, let's see. So if they're starting today on August 7th, they got to end really early. You know.
Now, another one thing I ask, maybe your listeners.
It is today, man. What the heck? How come? That's got to be the first one, right?
But the thing I'm concerned about is on the news when I was listening, they said something about they have some kind of virtual, you do that video to the students, teach the students through video.
Yeah.
And they said they have a shortage of teachers in Gary. Now, is it just Gary that has shortages, or is it like other schools around the region here, like, Griffith, Lake Central, Highland, Hammond? Are they still having shortages of teachers? Maybe your listeners can bring up and know something about that. And then,
you know what? That's a good question. I like that. And let's see if anybody will call in, any administrator or any teacher or anybody that is a watcher of, what is the teacher situation? Sometimes in the past there's been too many teachers, and then is it, I think it's kind of baked into it, Mike, in that we're always going to have trouble getting teachers, because you can go straight across the state line and make a good 20 to 30% more being a public school teacher. And they're always going to be, pulling our Indiana teachers that way. All right, man. Thank you for calling. I got to move it. Hey, Matlock, how you been, man?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Jed?
It's all right. I sit and talk on the radio. How hard could it be? You know what I mean?
Hey, man, this is something you've been doing for a while, so I'm sure you know quite well what to say and just how this whole thing works in terms of being in the radio business.
We were talking about Marion Williams over there in WLTH, and how he's he knows in his back of his head, he's like, well, if I had to, I could always sell to JED. But I could learn things from what he has done in the radio business, because it's not just Gary. He owns in some other areas, but he's been doing it a long time, man.
He told me he owned at one time 7, 8 radio stations.
Yeah.
I think he has one in South Bend, Indiana, Elcott area.
He
may be trying to buy your station. You got to be careful. Don't tell him too much. He knows a lot anyway.
That guy, I can't tell him anything he doesn't already know.
I talk to him almost every other day. He and I talk in terms of in business and things. And I remember when he bought that station there, I walked in there with him and I said, Marion, why would you buy this thing? It used to be a post office. And you've been in that studios, just unbelievable. And
they have really done it. Natalie Ammons.
Yes.
She is another character in the region. She's just a character. Right. And she and Marion, and then, of course, Greg Eastman over here that was at Morton School. He married Marion's daughter and now Eastman's over there. Mm-hmm. And they all have a nice, big, happy family. But, Marion, to some extent, is like my idol, and what I kind of planned. Sure. And that I live right there. Marion doesn't live far from the station. And, you just come down and you run the station for a few hours, and then you go home. And then you have good, solid people that run it with you. And Marion, I don't know, he's getting pretty old. Yeah. And so you could do that for a long time. And people don't realize it. They're like, oh, man, it sounds like you're working hard. I go, well, not that hard. And he just loves it. Absolutely. And you go in for a few hours. That's
he and I have a lot in common in terms of being landlord. I think Marion may have been the biggest landlord in Northwest Indiana, if you will.
Yeah, he didn't make his money in radio. No, that's not how that went. I know exactly where
he has so many things. But other words, I don't want to take up much of your time this morning talking about Marion. Sure, he's done a lot of great things, and we appreciate all the good things he's done.
Hold on one second. Can you put your headset down and let these carpenters in? Yep. Yeah, thank you. And put it down quietly. There you go. Thank you.
And what I came here this morning for, I was really a little down when the first time I heard about Trucker Mike, if you will, having a situation where he can't see, he's blind. And he called me, and a number of people, Dave Gearman and MX and all those, basically went out there and got him to the hospital and everything like that. And then after he got out, I thought everything would be okay, and then he went to Munster, the community hospital, and he's having the same problems again. And he called me, and he said, Ron, he said, all of my friends, I think I need to take them off Facebook, I said, Mike, don't get carried away. I mean, sometimes things don't happen all of a sudden, but your friends will be there for you, and maybe some won't. I remember when Richard Hatcher was mayor, he said, when you mayor, you got a lot of friends. He said, he looked around the room, it was three of us. Marion William might have been one of them. He said, these are true friends. He said, these are true friends. I don't have anything to offer. They're true friends. So sometimes political friends, you can't trust some of them because they're strictly political. And you could say that against me. I mean, I'm not a person, but I just happen to believe that I am a people's person. I represented an agency with the township board. I served on the township, allocating millions of dollars toward okaying the budget for the township. Well, so when he called me and he told a GoFundMe thing, and so it seemed like he was a little upset. Ron, I know you could do it. I said, look, I'm a 78-year-old man, and it takes a lot of time to do that. I say, but I'm sure you got some friends. I've heard you talk about some of your friends, loyal friends. They know how to do it, And so I say, but I think what I'll do what I can. And I heard some guy call in and say, well, Ron know a lot of people down in Indianapolis, and you need to go down there with me. It might have been Trucker Mike, not Trucker Mike, but MX said that, on this air. And I said, well, I would have Ron to go down and talk to Brian about giving something. And that's basically what township is supposed to be about. And that's when I called you, and I said that right now he qualifies for a lot of stuff. But until he gets those things, then I think it's incumbent upon us who love Mike, and I believe that things will work out for him, because he was all time low. It was scary as low as he was. And I said to him, well, Mike, let's see. So he said, well, can you come by? I said, Mike, I can't sometimes make runs and stuff, because I'm still, even though I'm retired, but I never stopped working, as you very well know. As a businessman, landlord, watermelon sales, and all that stuff. And so I can't do it, but I say there's a way of doing it. So what I will do, I will attempt to do a GoFundMe thing, and maybe they can pick it up at WJOB.
No, if somebody puts it together, we'll put it out, and that's how it works. And Colby there was another kind of old time radio guy, Colby, and I think Marion Williams knew Colby.
Sure.
And Colby taught me a lot of things, and he's like, man, you can't get directly involved, but you can promote other people's efforts.
Sure.
And I've always kind of held to that.
And so by me coming and calling on the air, I said, well, I don't want to be hypocritical. I bought a check this morning for $100.
There you go.
And then maybe you could catch hundreds of people do that. This thing could go big for Mike.
Well, so if somebody takes it up, we'll definitely promote it.
Just be patient, Mike. And I know it's hard to have your wife there, Debbie. He had asked that he wanted me to bring Debbie a watermelon. Mike, if you listen, Debbie will get that watermelon, but you will get a little money to.
All right, there it is. You get a watermelon and $100.
Absolutely.
That's pretty good. And if you want to write him a check, it's Mike Margis, M-A-R-G-I-S.
I already made it out. Yeah.
Well, that's very nice of you. But you know what you did? You scared the hell out of me this morning.
I know.
I'm here by myself, and all of a sudden, some guy is just rapping on the window, and I couldn't see through the thing. And he's
you
going,
got these windows. I couldn't see you in the studios, and I said,
but he's a strong older man.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
And I got this Razorback.
I saw that. You got the Arkansas Razorback.
So I'm saying that sometimes we need to get away from this fighting and stuff like that. Like I say, I've over the years as a matter of fact, the first time I met Mike, I was taking up helping Vernon Smith at this every year pre-Christmas thing, giving money and stuff like that. It's always been about giving. And I said to a friend of mine, and I'm going to say this because I know you got somebody coming in, this situation that my son, who's Ron II, he lives in Illinois, and he said, Dad, he said, you got a master's degree in marketing and business administration. He said, but you make more money than I do, and you don't have any college education. You just graduated from high school. I said, well, some of the smartest people in the world, business-wise, they don't have all this. They don't tell you, when you go to college and all that, certain things you learn out here from the, just being
on the road, being on the streets,
absolutely.
man.
So look, I know you got.
We have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
I noticed that a lot of the markets now are selling both seedless and seeded watermelons. And the seedless were kind of really popular for a long time. It seems like they're coming back to the seed watermelons because they taste better, right?
No, not to me.
Oh, you like the seedless?
No, I don't like seedless. I don't like seedless. I don't sell seedless, and I know that's a man-made thing. How can you? The watermelon is, I take these seeds out and you put it in the ground, you'll have another watermelon to come up. I don't know about seedless. And let me just tell you something about, I tell people that, well, I went to Strachan Van Til, which I go all the time to Strachan Van Til. I had on 169th Street there. And I say, well, Strachan Van Til, I'm going to tell you, I say, you ever heard tell a lost leader? Because they tell me, I get $6.99. I say, it's lost leader. I say, and lost leader basically, and it tells you, I say, pull it up. Sometimes my customers come up there, well, your watermelon, we got huge watermelon, $15. And I got some $12 for the smaller people. And I say, well, they can afford to do that because when you're going to, I asked the lady, when you went into that store, what did you buy besides that watermelon? She said, it was around the holiday and I spent about $200. I said, Dad, that's my point right there. That right now it's to pull you in. It's no way you can sell that watermelon. These watermelons come from Florida. They come from whatever, and to ship them up and to me pay $5. The gas that these truckers, you ever heard tell of Bill's Produce? Bill's Produce, right?
Yeah.
In Griffin. Okay. Yeah. They truck them into the warehouse. And that's how we get them, and we go there and have vehicles to pick them up, and that's where we go.
Where are you going to be this weekend selling watermelons? The corner of.
Well, I don't know if I have any watermelon. That's another thing. The people that pick those watermelons don't look like me, and they don't look like you either. And Trump.
You mean they're not as old?
Hold on. I started running down there, and so one millionaire that I know told him, "Hey, Trump, lead." And I know people are gonna say, "Are you being political?" But it's the truth, and you know that's the truth. We don't think Mexican. And I've always said that. If these people are here, they're doing good in this country, we know that they do all carpentry work and lawn care and stuff like that. If they haven't done that, why send them back? But those people who work for him in Vegas, you don't mess with them. So this millionaire called him and said, hey, you leave my stuff alone. You ever heard tell of Pete's Market in Chicago?
Yeah. I don't even go there. He's Ron Matlock. Okay. Thank you, Matlock, for stopping by and scaring the crap out of me. And for dropping the check off for Mike Margis.
Sorry about that.
Someone's going to start up a GoFundMe, and if you do, just let us know, and we'll promote it. Thanks a lot, man.
And we will Debbie, you will get that watermelon, okay? We'll send it to you. Are
you going to give her the $12 one or the $15?
I'm going to give her free. I gave her one before.
Okay, good enough. All right, man. Thanks a lot. Ron Matlock. We'll be right back on the voice and face of the region.
You've been listening to Jed's Journal podcast from the JED TV studios on the campus of Purdue Northwest in Hammond, Indiana. Thank you for listening.